second graders. It's Mrs. Reynolds here. I'm so excited to get to read you a book today. I know that you are in your How We Organize Ourselves unit. And in this unit, you learn about some government, some ideas about government, the government that we have here, what the president is doing, all kinds of things that have to do with that. And I'm excited to read you a book that relates to that. So here it is. It's called Sofia Valdez, Future Prez. So Prez is a short way to say president. So the title of this book tells me, this girl here, Sofia, might become a future president. So think to yourself, if I'm going to become a future president, what kind of qualities do I need to have? So let's get started and read it here. Sofia Valdez, Future Prez. Sofia was a baby who got things done, helping her family before she turned 1. She and Abuelo went out every week to help elderly friends around Blue River Creek who couldn't get out and about on their own and with no place to gather were stuck home alone. So she and her abuelo are bringing groceries to these people in their apartments. And their town is Blue River Creek. I know that that's a place because it's all capitalized and proper names are capitalized. So that's the name of their town, Blue River Creek. Raking the leaves, taking pets for a walk, or just dropping by for a treat and a talk. Sofia Valdez did as much as she could for her family, her friends, and her whole neighborhood. A dreamer, a doer, a real-life go-getter. Most people like good, but Sofia liked better. So what kind of person is she? Looks like she's a helper, she's a doer. Oh, look at this page. Whoa. So I'll start reading this way. Each morning, Abuelo walked Sophie to class. They walked home again along Blue River Pass, making plans, munching cookies, Abuelo and girl, except for that Tuesday when Pup saw a squirrel. Look, With a howl, Pup took off, racing all through the town, over, under, beneath, and around. Sofia scrambled to try to keep up with the hollering man and the bellowing Pup. Look at their dog is running away. Chasing a squirrel. Up the squirrel ran to the top of the hill, made of leftover junk. For the local landfill, they reached the tip top of that mountain of trash, which jiggled and broke with an ear-splitting crash. So look in this trash heap. What do you see? What do you see in this trash heap? I see a cracker box. I see an old doll without any arm or leg. I see a bone and cans. What do you see? So this trash heap is in the middle of her town. Down they all tumbled and hit with a thud on a moldy old pumpkin surrounded by mud. Ugh. Ouch, cried Abuelo. He struggled to stand. A dangerous mess, he said, grabbing her hand. The next day, Sofia went to school solo, but it wasn't the same without her abuelo. This is not right, declared young Sofia, who glared at Mount Trashmore. and got an idea. Look at her face. Can you tell how she's feeling? This is not right, is what she said. Look at her arms are crossed. Her body language tells us a lot. And look at this big mountain of trash. The very next morning at dawn, she planted a sign at the front of the lawn. She stood back and smiled, and Pup gave a bark. Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Let's build a new park. Whoa, she has an idea to build a park there. So she's putting a sign in front of her house. Do you see? Each of her neighbors had something to say about benches and fountains and places to play, meeting spots, gardens, a basket for bees, a rubber duck pond, and a kiosk for cheese. Kiosk is a word that means like a store or like a little shop, very small, kind of like a food truck. She drew every thought on her map of the park, which was perfectly perfect by 1:15 p.m. So she's taking everyone's ideas and she's writing them down. She drifted to sleep in her soft, cozy bed. Then, bam! She woke up when a thought smacked her head. Her heart skipped a beat as she realized each one of her neighbors had said, "Let me know when it's done." They all thought Sophia could build it alone. But how could one girl do so much on her own? The weight of that thought made her tender heart ache as night thunder growled and she lay wide awake. Then dawn brought a storm and the gloomy sky wept, and the heart-sick Sophia finally slept. So she's worried. Have you ever been worried and woke up in the night and couldn't get back to sleep? That's what's happening to her because she's realized everybody thinks that she's going to make a park all by herself. She's in 2nd grade, just like you. Abuelo baked cookies when Sophie got up. He gave her a bag full and sneaked one to Pup. He blinked back a tear as he hugged his Sophia. For courage, he whispered, "Te amo, mi vida." Sophia's knees wobbled. She felt weak inside. She looked at his ankle and quite nearly cried, though she didn't feel brave or courageous at all. Sophia Valdez went to face City Hall. So she's taking her ideas to City Hall, where the people that are in charge of the city work. And she, just this little 2nd grader, is going to tell them their idea. Look at her little girl in this big building, City Hall. How do you think she's feeling right now? So little, going into something so big. The mayor's office sent her to room 401, the Blue River Creek Department of Fun, which sent her downstairs to room 302, the Office of Duck Ponds and Cool Things to Do, to the Office of Monkeys, the Department of Cheese, the Division of Fountains and Meetings and Bees, then down to the basement, so musty and cramped, where all of the town's papers were sorted and stamped. That's where the clerk said what no one else did. "You can't build a park. You're only a kid." So she started one place and they said, "No, go there. No, we don't know. We can't help you. Go there, go there, go there, go there." And she's like, "Wait a minute. Who do you think you are? You can't build a park. You're only a kid." What do you think is going to happen? Let's see. The word smacked Sophia deep down in her heart. Her plan was kiboshed before it could start. Kiboshed is like a great word for squished. It was like stopped. "I think," said Sophia, "I think that law's wrong." But her second grade voice didn't sound very strong. The clerk said, "Clearly, it cannot be done. Do you have any questions?" Sophia said, "One. If you were me, and if I was you, and he was your grandpa, what would you do?" Well," said the clerk. Then she said nothing at all. She thought and she thought. Then she sent out a call to every employee throughout City Hall. Sophia didn't just say, "Okay, I guess I can't," and walked away. Instead, she used her voice and she stood up for what she believed in. Look at all of these adults watching Sophia. Look at her body language. How is she feeling? The entire government of Blue River Creek crammed into the office to hear Sophie speak, but her words jumbled up and her cheeks turned bright red as a dozen emotions rushed to her head. The crowd leaned in closer. Sophia leaned back. Then her arm brushed the edge of her old cookie sack. So the cookies that her grandfather made her. She remembered, "Why am I doing this? I'm doing this for my grandpa, my abuelo." And that was the moment when Sophia first knew being brave means doing the things you must do, though your heart cracks with fear, though you're just in grade 2. She took a deep breath, and though her knees wobbled, she held her head high. She took a deep breath, looked the mayor in the eye, and though her knees wobbled, she held her head high. Sophia started talking. She spelled out her plan and why it all mattered and how it began. And when she got rolling, she had lots to say about meeting spots, monkeys, and places to play, and other ideas for things they could do to help the town elders and other folks too. She had thoughts on the library, thoughts on the zoo, and perhaps a way to combine the two. So see, she's getting confident and brave and courageous. And she's saying what she thinks to all of these adults because her ideas are great, just like yours. Let's see what happens. "All right," cried the mayor. "Go start a petition. If the town wants a new park, we'll form a commission." So a petition is a petition is a piece of paper that a lot of people sign in order to get something like a law passed. And so young Sophia got right to work with some help from her family and pup and the clerk. "So sign our petition, please. A park for everyone. Let's build a park." So she's trying to get other people to join in on the movement. Whoa, look at how many people she got involved. Then others join in, not all, but a few, like Miss Lila Greer and the kids in grade 2. So see, they're all holding signs and saying, "We want a park. Architects for Park. We love parks. We can do it. Sign our petition, please. Give bees a chance. Si se puede." There were hearings and surveys and taxes to figure, then bulldogs, cranes, and a blue bigger digger. They all built that park. That's how it got done. With the hard work of, by, and for everyone. But it began with a dream of one person, just one, who laced up her shoes and then led the way to help Blue River Creek get a new place to play. Now, every evening till long after dark, the town comes together at Citizens Park. They all hold this truth to be self-evident, that Sophia Valdez could grow up to be president. Until then, Sophia, that real-life go-getter, helps Blue River Creek get better and better. So that's the story in their Citizens Park. Isn't that amazing? So just like you, she's in second grade, but she stood up and said what she believed in, and she's going to be a future leader. So the president and everybody that's in the government right now, once they were kids just like you, and they grew up to be leaders, and so can you. So let's think, what would you do if you were Sofia Valdez and you got to plan a park? What would your park look like, and what would it include? I can't wait to hear about what you think. Thanks for letting me read to you. I'll see you soon. Bye.